In 1972, researcher Walter Mitchell did a now famous experiment at Stanford called the marshmallow test. He sat children between the ages of 4 and 6 in an empty room with a marshmallow on a table. Researchers told each child that they could have one marshmallow right now, but if they waited a little while, then they could have 2 marshmallows. Then the researchers left the children alone with a marshmallow to see what happened. Some kids ate the marshmallow immediately. Some kids waited a few minutes, then caved in. But about 1/3 of the children were able to wait longer. They came up with ways to avoid the marshmallow temptation while they waited. Some covered their eyes or turned away from the marshmallow. Some invented little distractions such as humming. Their payoff, of course, was twice as many marshmallows. By waiting or delaying gratification, these children succeeded in getting more in the long term than they had in the short term. That's interesting enough. What's even more interesting is what happened afterwards. Children who were able to delay gratification in the marshmallow experiment turned out to be the more successful later on too. In the late 1980s, when Mitchell checked in on the children he'd studied, the 2 marshmallow kids were still winning the game of life. They were doing better socially and academically. They had their act together. And guess what? The same principle of delaying gratification applies to getting in shape. Stay focused. Remind yourself of what you truly want. Remember that what you get in the future might be twice as good as what you get right now. You don't have to have iron willpower for this. Sometimes all you have to do is get through just a few minutes of discomfort. For instance, in the grocery store, focus on making it through 15 minutes of shopping while filling your cart only with healthy choices. Once you're out of the store, you're free. Or, evening munchies coming on? First, distract yourself in an activity like the children did. Focus for an hour from now on how much better you'll feel going to bed without a bloated stomach and guilt, and how much better you feel waking up the following morning. Plan ahead. Think about the impulse eating situations that you often find yourself in, such as being at the grocery store, or the 3 p.m. brownies in the lunchroom routine at the office, or wanting a snack in front of the TV. If you're like most people, your impulsive situations are probably pretty routine. So start anticipating them and think about how you can stay focused during these situations. Like the children, you can ignore the impulse, get away from it, or find other activities to replace it. Remember what's truly important to you. Ask yourself the following. What do I want right now? What do I ultimately want? Am I willing to sacrifice my values and goals for what I want right now? Could I wait just a little while? Sometimes all it takes is 5 minutes of distraction to change your course. So what can you do today? Stay focused on what you truly want in the long run. Remind yourself of who you are and why you're here. Ask yourself, what do I want right now? What do I ultimately want? Am I willing to sacrifice my values and goals for what I want right now? Could I wait a little while? Notice where you act impulsively, when and where you are likely to make rushed or thoughtless choices. From now on, anticipate this. Come up with ways to stay on track and delay gratification. Find strategies to help yourself stay focused. Like the children, you can ignore the impulse or get away from it. Find other activities to replace it. Add to your owner's manual self-knowledge. Get a piece of paper and write down 3 common situations in which you're likely to make impulsive and poor decisions. How could you anticipate and better deal with each situation? This weekend, stay focused. Try sitting with a little discomfort and then see if you can extend it out over the whole week.